And I do see in the chat here, CJ says, "Oh hell yes, Lady Shasha, you are a hero. I'll leave a comment after this post as a vid about public domain characters to explain." Absolutely. You know what? I might clip that section of this video and just post it on its own about public domain horror that's coming up. Once this video finishes rendering, I'll clip it and I'll repost it by itself. But let's get into this Pinocchio Unstrung, because I should say I do enjoy public domain horror, the ones that I've seen so far. Although I did not see Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, which has been out for a while. I've been meaning to see it, but I've got to see that. Do you have any thoughts before I hit play on a public domain horror that you've seen?
I think I can't remember which Popeye one we saw.
We saw 3 of them.
Yeah,
there was one in the warehouse. There was one at a cabin in the woods. And there was another one that was in like just a neighborhood where these people, I guess someone had gone to school with Popeye as a child or something. They all kind of blend together in my head. I actually think the Mouseboat Massacre was a little bit better than the Popeye ones.
Yeah, and then we watched one with David Thornton.
Yeah, I think he was in Mouseboat Massacre, wasn't? Or was he in Steamboat Willie?
It might have been Mouseboat Massacre, I think, because remember they were giving references to all Disney characters, like when the girls came down.
Mm-hmm.
The one was called named Belle. The other one was called Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty funny. But
now, if I'm not mistaken, Pinocchio Unstrung is by the same company that did. I hope I'm quoting this correctly. It's my understanding that it's done by the same company that did Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. So I think it's part of their thing. But let's check out this trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's always hard losing someone you love. I'm sorry I had to experience all that so young.
I wish Zach was still here. Doesn't feel the same anymore.
When you wish upon a star.
Come down.
Now this, you would think that the color is desaturated, but no, everything is just brown. Like this mansion is all woodwork and the lighting is a little bit of a golden brown. It's just the way the set or the location looks.
There's someone here I want you to meet.
Now that's kind of desaturated.
I just thought you could use a friend. This could be good for the both of you. It's alive.
It's like, why boys that made different from you? Organs and stuff.
I want to be just like you.
Nah, you don't. You're way cooler than me.
Take what they have, piece by piece, to make yourself whole.
Who are you?
Name's Cricket. Piece by piece, we'll take everything you need to be real.
Yeah, that was great.
What the hell is he?
Pinocchio!
Now, I guess I'll give a content warning. It's going to be a little bit of gore. It's going to be a little gore.
You're James the Storm!
He was wearing her hair. You see the hair?
One hell of a glow-up, kid.
Think Geppetto is hiding something.
My belief that the soul does indeed remain after death.
Call the police. Well, I tell them what, Dudley, that a homicidal doll is on the loose?
The subject is dangerous, born evil.
Yeah, that was nasty. Look at this. These are practical effects.
I'm going to be a real boy. I'm going to be just like James.
Oh, that was great too.
Without you!
Let's give you a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I have another clip. This is Pinocchio meeting his wood mother. CJ says, wearing the hair looked like when Gertie had E.T. dialed up. Yep. Battle says, okay, I have to stop drinking because I'm imagining this trailer. No, this was real.
No, yeah.
Real deal Holyfield.
Oh, my head.
I actually hope this movie does really well because it was so much fun.
My splinters hurt. You talk? Who else would tell the truth he had?
Number one, why would splinters hurt you if you made out of wood? Number two, why would Pinocchio be shocked that she talks? Dude, you talk. That should be shocking.
What are you? I am your wood mother. Geppetto may have carved our bodies, but I shape your mind.
Yeah, that was... Let me cancel out of this. That was pretty cool. There's something else I want to show you guys. Let me remove this. This is what really put it over the edge for me into... Because you know how I feel? Well, we've mentioned multiple times how we feel about bad CG. And this movie did the opposite of that. I just think the
first
movie...
look at the Pinocchio animatronic used for the Pinocchio horror movie.
The movement is just so fluid. But yeah, they used an animatronic for the entire movie and practical effects. There's zero CGI to be seen in Pinocchio Unstrung, and I really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed some of the line delivery.
Yeah.
Like just some, like the characters reacting. Oh, God damn it. I'm just trying to move this over. Bump it. I can't make it, so I'll just leave it. Some of the characters, like, they had realistic reactions. Like when the little boy first sees Pinocchio and he says, "What the fuck is that?" that was realistic.
Yeah, you did say that.
Mm-hmm. The Pinocchio's reactions to things, because he is when he comes out into the greater world, because he was kept in the basement, and when he comes out into the greater world, he does learn about things as though it's his first time on Earth, because it kind of is. And he's observing human beings, but he's sometimes getting the wrong signals because he observes people being bullied and that sort of thing. And he does some slasher stuff, but he mostly slashes people who are terrible people. Yep. So he's almost like an anti-hero.
And he's trying to be a real boy, so he takes their body parts.
Yes, he does.
He took one specific body part.
Yes. He was very interested in taking different body parts and applying them to himself so that he can become a real boy.
Yes. Especially, like I said, especially one in particular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a specific body part that he was very fascinated at why he doesn't have one, but other males have that body part. So he was specifically interested in gaining that body part. But this movie was fun the way the original Leprechaun was fun, but less silly. It wasn't quite as silly as that, but there's something, maybe it's just the animatronics of it all that made me feel like when you first watch Child's Play, even though Leprechaun is not animatronics, the style of story being kind of a magical story is why I kind of tie it to Leprechaun, but it was just so much fun, and I'm glad that it's coming in theaters. And shout out to the UK for producing something like this, because usually this is, as a USA, and this is our stuff. The slasher thing, that's our stuff. Although the Italians did give us a run for our money with the Giallo. The Giallos are pretty good. But I don't see a whole lot of slasher movies coming out of the UK. The ones that come to mind immediately are like Don't Open Till Christmas. That one was from the UK. And then obviously the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, those are from the UK. And I think some of the Popeye movies also from the UK. So they're really coming up with their slasher stuff.
My only issue is me personally.
Yeah.
With different strokes, different folks, I guess, but I couldn't understand some of that English.
I think some of the audio was muffled. That's why I kind of wish that the screener had subtitles. Just because every now and then it wasn't the accent. I think it was the audio.
Oh, okay. Because the audio was killing. But I did hear you chuckle every once in a while when you heard a "wee" or
yes, yeah. There's a scene where he's riding. Actually, let me find it. They have it clipped on here on YouTube. Let me find the scene. It might be in my history. Hang on. Let me. Oh, what the heck?
Oh, while you're doing that, Doc says, seriously though. Wait, let me see. Oh yeah, it's just seriously though. He's very interested in puppeteering. And CJ says, I used to be too, Doc. That was a long time ago. My eyes are blurry right now. That was a long time ago, and the internet wasn't too much of a thing. I recently made clay doll heads and hands, though. Paul George says, so at the end he becomes a real boy, but in a grossly way. Not particularly, no.
No. Oh, do you want to talk about who played Jiminy Cricket?
What I found out was that Jiminy Cricket was played by Robert Englund. So, and they even had him kind of look like Freddy Krueger. The cricket. Like, come on. And he had some good lines, like when he grabbed the girl's hair, put the hair on, had a robe on. He almost looked like Buffalo Bill. And that's when the cricket says, I admire your glow up, kid. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He had some funny lines. Oh, Doc says he's more interested in monster puppets than dummies. Less creepy. So you want to be like what's his Tommy? Doc, you want to be like Tommy? Come on, anybody get it? Rawr, rawr, rawr. Tommy. Friday the 13th, part 4.
Oh yeah, that's right. You should have said Tommy Jarvis.
Tommy Jarvis, when he had the puppet, he was like, rawr, rawr, what is it? The puppet. Oh, Mom. He did hit a high score in Galactica, though. I think he said that. Anyways.
Did you read PJ's comment while I pull it up?
Please. Yes. PJ's. There was a version of Pinocchio in the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy, where Pinocchio tells Billy that he's sad and wants to be. Sorry, I was swallowing. He's sad and he wants to be a real boy, and then straight up tells him, "I want to devour your flesh." Jeez. Yeah, those Grimm's fairy tales are pretty. They're actually pretty
grim.
Weird. Like, even I said that on the mailbox, like, do we ever learn what Geppetto's real name is? And I said,
No, I just thought his name was Geppetto.
probably G. Petto, because he's making a little boy, kind of like Small Wonder. Like, why would you make a little girl robot and you're a grown ass man?
Yeah, that was weird. But here's a clip of Robert Englund as Jiminy Cricket.
Now, where are you?
It's kind of a mixture of Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, get off! What the hell? Who are you?
Name's Cricket. Your wood mother sent me to keep you on the right path and obey the grown-ups.
To help James.
That's right. The world's full of rot you need to stop. Like whoever is in that room.
Oh my God!
And remember, piece by piece, we'll take
Look at the nails.
Everything you need to be real.
Thanks, Cricket. Let's do this. For James.
Let's make that sure.
Yeah, you see how his hands look like Freddy?
Yes.
And then this is when he was saying "we" when he was riding on the cart in the hospital.
Just saying things, Larry. It's all in your head.
Dr. Robin. There you are.
You know what? I just picked up on that.
What, Christopher Robin?
Yeah, Dr. Robin, and it's Christopher Robin. It didn't even click the first time we watched it, but now, yeah.
I can understand it. That right there.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bad man.
You. Where have you gone?
The paralysis is temporary, so try not to worry. I'm going to get something for the pain.
I didn't even say that.
Found you.
Now, for context, this is a drunk driver who injured people drunk driving, so that's why Pinocchio was saying he is a bad man.
There you are.
But yeah, that's.
And then he rips his face off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he rips his face off, and he takes his organs out and takes his heart out also. But yeah, the effects were really great.
The one critical thing we kept hearing was that when we watched this movie was that people think that people are made out of Play-Doh.
Yes, because the way Pinocchio was able to rip people apart with his little wooden hands was way too easy.
No, it's not. You ever rub up against a tree? What happens to your skin?
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
He's wood. He's it's a lot tougher than skin. You know what I mean? Like I've had some wood, or I've rubbed up against it and I got a cut. Because we're flesh. But yeah, but Darth Redman says, "Tony Man, how dare you defame Small Wonder? Step outside, kind sir." What, that show is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like?
I liked Small Wonder.
You did?
Yes, and I talked about her in my Megan review. Because I said Megan is Small Wonder, just a horror movie version of it.
Don't forget to hype this video. Thank you so much.